Nope, all we got was this.
Good. Nice to meet you.
Bob, I don't see it.
Good afternoon. We'd like to welcome everyone for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started with the Laughlin Town Advisory Board. Excuse me. January 14th, 2025. Items on the agenda may be taken out of order. The board may combine 2 or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to any item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters heard at this meeting are forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners Zoning Commission, BCC, or the Clark County Planning Commission, the PC, for final action. Please turn off all cell phones and mute all electronic devices. Please take all private conversations outside the room. With a 48-hour advance request, a sign language interpreter, or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made available by calling 702-455-3530, TDD at 702-385-7486, or Relay Nevada toll-free at 800-326-6868. Supporting material provided to the board for this meeting may be requested from Tammy Harris at 702-298-0828. Supporting material is available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services. Supporting material may also be available on the website at clarkcountynv.gov/Laughlin TAB. Our current members: Bradley Beck, Fred Doughton, Kathleen Haas, Kathy Oates, and Pamela Walker. Our secretary is Tammy Harris, 702-298-0828, or tammy.harris@clarkcountynv.gov. County Liaison, Mark Moskowitz, 702-298-0828, or 702-455-6173. Email is mark.moskowitz, MOSKOWITZ, @clarkcountynv.gov. We'll now have the roll call. Bradley Beck.
Here.
Fred Doughton is excused. Kathy Oates.
Here.
Pamela Walker.
Present.
And Kathleen Haas, myself. If you will all please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pam?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, that brings us to our second item, an appoint a Laughlin Town Advisory Board Chair and Vice Chair to serve a 2-year term and take any action deemed appropriate.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion. We nominate Pamela Walker for this incoming term's chair.
Okay, we have a motion. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Chair, I make the motion that Kathy Oakes be appointed as the vice chair.
Okay, we have a motion that Kathy Oates be vice chair. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have a new chair and vice chair. Congratulations. I turn over the gavel now, right? Okay, I'd like to turn the gavel over to Pamela Walker.
You.
Oh.
She's like, I'm free.
Okay, public comment. This is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on the agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on the agenda item. You will be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within its jurisdiction, but not appearing on this agenda, you must wait until the comments by the general public, period listed at the end of this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium if applicable. Clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote. Seeing as no one's stepping up, I'm going to combine item 4 and 5, approval of the December 10th, 2024 minutes and the agenda for today.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll now receive a report and update from the county liaison, Mark Moskowitz, on the Laughlin Residential Roads Rehabilitation Project, Puppy Love, and Animal Vaccination event scheduled for Saturday, February 15th, and any other updates from Clark County.
Thank
Mark?
you, Chair. First, I just want to welcome our new board. I want to welcome Bradley back as a town board member, and congratulate Chair Walker and Vice Chair Oakes for the next 2 years, and thank you, Kathleen, for being a wonderful chair for 2 years, so thank you for that. Real quick, I want to give some updates. Laughlin Residential Roads Rehab Project, Areas 4 and 5, that is complete. That was to complete the rest of the residential roads. Currently, Public Works is working on their punch list. So what that is they have like maybe some defects they see or stuff that doesn't seem right. Let our office know. I know people have let me know. Just let us know if you see something that doesn't seem right. We can always look into it because generally there's a warranty period. So it's really good to get it in now. So if you see anything maybe they missed or something, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office, to email myself or Tammy. We can look into it. If you can always send us a photo and maybe just like a description of where it is, we're more than happy to look into it. I'd rather be safe than sorry with that. So the last part of it is Laughlin Civic Drive. I noticed, you probably noticed there's a few cones. They've repaved that little part, but they're gonna finish that. That's the one little outstanding part of the project. So that'll be the last part. And just to let everyone know that areas 4 and 5 was about 7 miles. So it was a good amount. I think 1, 2, and 3 was another 7 miles. So I believe we did about 14 to 15 miles of roads. So they should be lasting for hopefully 20 plus years. I appreciate the community and working with us. I know there was, since it was such a big project that Commissioner Knapp wanted to do by not just doing crack seal and completely repaving, we did have to inconvenience with a few days here and there, but everyone was very helpful in the community, and Public Works was really good in keeping us updated. So just want to thank everyone for a good team effort and enjoy those roads. So the next thing, I'll bring up my presentation. We have a very exciting event. Let's bring it, there we go. So last year we did the first annual Laughlin Vaccine Clinic, which was a huge success. We provided vaccines for over 170 cats and dogs. We're gonna add some fun things to it this year. So it's coming back on Saturday, February 15th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Spirit Mountain Activity Center. So it's going to be all the same things from the vaccine clinic, and we're now going to add more things. We're calling it a Puppy Love event, where we're going to have pet-friendly vendors, we're going to have music, treats. A lot of community members will be out there in the park in Spirit Mountain Activity Center to really make it a fun event. So please put that down on your calendar. I want to thank the Animal Foundation again for being able to provide the free vaccines, because that's a huge resource to the community. So we'll have some more information coming out, but I want to share the flyer with everyone today, and we're looking forward to that. In the back, you'll find Commissioner Knapp's newsletter for January. Please grab one of those. It's got a lot of good information regarding all of District A and what's going on. So as always, if you'd like to be on a electronic copy, just let us know and we can add you onto that mailing list. And then one other quick thing, we just got a flyer from the library. The Laughlin Library, and there's some flyers in the back, will be doing their second annual Community Resource Fair. Our office will be there as well, but it's going to be Wednesday, January 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the library. And you'll be able to learn about local resources, explore community education, social services in our area, attain legal information, recreation or community, and access family resources. So it was a really good event last year. I want to thank the library for inviting our office, but hope to see everyone there. Once again, it's at the Laughlin Library from on Wednesday, January 29th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And with that, that concludes my reports. Thank you.
Thank you. So the Rotary, item number 2, there's an illness, so we will not be receiving a report. Also, we will not be receiving a report from Metro, but there is one in the back of the room. Receive a report from Sergeant Tim Waller with Nevada Highway Patrol. I don't see him either. Clark County Fire Department.
Yep.
There we go.
Good afternoon, Captain Paul Gutierrez, Gutierrez, and just have some numbers for last month's response. Let's see, Station 76 did 100 calls for service, and Station 85 did 88 calls for service, and all of 2024's numbers are in. For all of Laughlin, we are at 2,272 calls for service last year. Do you guys have any particular questions regarding anything?
Tammy, do you have a copy of that? Okay, for the annual, and that's totaled up for the whole year?
Should be on the far right.
Does it look like? Yeah, okay, great, thank you. Yeah, please, if we can get one.
I put some copies in the back as well.
Oh, okay, thank you.
On the table.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Receive a report from Jason Bailey with Big Bend Water District regarding the status of the water system.
Good morning or afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Jason Bailey with the Big Bend Water District, and Happy New Year. Just wanted to provide some information for water use. The month of December 2024, there were 248 acre feet diverted from the river, and so our 2024 year-to-date total diversions were just over 3,100 acre feet, which is an increase, a little increase from 2023. And again, that was just, it's not a substantial increase, but 2023 was a little bit of a cooler, wetter year that could have played into part a little bit this year, having more water diverted from the river. As far as a system update, our staff completed maintenance work on both the raw water and the finished water pumps. There have been no new development inquiries since last month. And as a financial update, the accumulated debt balance has decreased $1.4 million. So currently it's at a little over $2 million. Just an update on the Water Resources Development Act. You may have heard that that did pass and was approved by both the House and the Senate just late last year. Our staff has been, it's now kind of passed over to the Army Corps of Engineers to kind of operate that program. It's called the 219 Environmental Infrastructure Program. Our staff has been in touch with them, is working with them, but I did want to just let the board know that we are one of 116 authorizations that were included in that passage, and there were almost 400 existing authorizations, so actually 498, so it's about almost 600 total authorizations or projects that are included in that Water Resource Development Act. As far as allocations, we don't have any sort of a timeline or an amount, but I think the total number of costs for those 600 authorizations is over $1 trillion, and on average, the allocations annually are about $200 million. So what I have heard, what our grants team told us, is that a lot of times they like to finish those projects that have already started or to be completed. So we are working on this. It is good news, but it is kind of a get in line and let's work. So that's the update for that. Any questions?
Madam Chair? Jason, just out of curiosity, so if the annual or the average allocation is 200 million, what is the priority that our water district has submitted for? The priorities as far as what will be coming to Laughlin? I know it's not an immediate thing, it's a
Yeah.
drawn-out project.
Yeah, so what it was, Big Bend Water District was authorized was 29 million, but on annual, I think realistically, it's between 1 and 4 million for projects. That's what we've been told, but I don't have a timeline or an exact amount.
And do you have a list of the projects that you guys are prioritizing?
For Big Bend Water District? Yeah.
With this funds allocated?
Yeah, it's the storage tanks are the priority with this funding.
Okay, okay. And have you guys like formalized that, voted on that already for the water district?
What do you mean voted on?
In other words, you've made a list of the priorities that you have. Have you had to take that to a board to get it
No.
approved, or it's
No,
just an internal list?
Just an internal, yeah.
Okay.
Just an internal list, and those were the projects that were included in, it was the 2 tanks, and then I think a new production well that our infrastructure team wanted to throw in there. If we were asking for money, they put that in there as well, but the priority would be the tanks.
Okay. And is it possible to get this board, or Tammy and Mark, a copy of that internal memo and possibly a timeline that you guys have for the different portions of it?
Yeah, as I said, we don't have a timeline, but I'll try to ask and see if we have something, or if we can get.
You
some
should
sort
have
of
a relative idea of when you think that would come in. But
Any
yes,
sort
if
of
you could-
allocation for the annual allocation.
Right.
I can get that information.
Yeah, I think
when
that
we-
would
we
just
can
be
put it up.
going forward. We're aware of the issues that we have.
Okay.
And I think that would be good to have us have a relative time frame of when we should be looking for certain things, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'll definitely ask and see if I can get that information. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, receive a report from Will Smith with Clark County Water Reclamation District regarding the status of the wastewater.
Good afternoon, Will Smith, SMITH, Clark County Water Reclamation District, here to give the December 2024 statistics report. December 24, the Laughlin Water Resource Center treated an average of 1.43 million gallons a day, producing clean water returned to the Colorado River. December 2023 this time, we had an average of 1.39 million gallons a day. That's a difference for flow increase by 40,000 gallons per day from last year at this time. We had 0 sewer service complaints, no odor complaints, 0 call before you dig tickets were received, and attached to the report, as usual, we have our Laughlin Water Reclamation Facility influent flow comparison chart. Anything else I can help you with?
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Just a question. So I had asked some time ago just about what you felt would be the rate increases going forward. So this is the service rules for annual rates are established as follows. Are these the new rates and the annual increase of 2.75?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there any increase in connection fees as well?
Not that have been shared with me, no.
I'm
But
sorry, say again, please. I'm
None
hard
that
to
have been shared with me, but if, I haven't been told any, but I can find out for you.
Please, yes, because like I said, this is the rate increase to our ratepayers, but also as far as growth and development, it'll matter what the increase in connection fees are as well.
Yes, ma'am, I can get that for you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hey, one quick question. I want to I know in your report you talked about the Laughlin Lift Station number 2, and you're saying that it's design is at 90 to 100% completion. It's anticipated to be completed for design in the first quarter of 2025. that's still on track, and you said the outstanding issues is just a power line and an easement from a private property owner, right? Nothing is changed on that, but we're looking like it might be coming closer to this year.
Yes, sir.
Perfect,
That's
thank you,
right.
appreciate it.
Any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Okay, Kelly could not be here. Lear from the Southern Clark County Coordinator for UNR Extension. Did she want this read into the record? Thank you. This is from Kelly Lear. It was sent Friday, January 10th to Tammy J. Harris. January is National Radon Action Month, a time to raise awareness about radon, an indivisible and odorless gas that is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. Across Nevada, families are encouraged to test their homes and take action to reduce exposure. Radon forms from the natural breakdown of uranium in soil, rock, and water. It seeps into homes through cracks in foundations, floors, and walls. While radon cannot be seen or smelled, its health risks are serious. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, radon exposure causes over 21,000 lung cancer deaths annually. University of Nevada, Reno Extension Office has free kits for those interested in testing the soil around their homes. Using a radon test kit is quick and straightforward. Place the kit in the lowest level of your home where people spend time, follow the instructions, and mail it to the lab for analysis. By encouraging testing and sharing information, they help protect families from preventable health threats. Don't wait. Pick up free radon test kits this January at your local extension office at 55 Civic Way or call Kelly Lear at 702-299-1333. Protect your home, your health, and your family by taking this simple but important step. Okay, receive a report from Carrie Larson with Laughlin Chamber of Commerce regarding current and upcoming business activities in Laughlin.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair Walker, and welcome, new board member Bradley Beck. Congratulations, everybody, and here we go for a new year. So, the Laughlin Chamber has a ribbon cutting for Venus Rocks and Venus Energy Center on January 28th at 1 p.m. Our next business breakfast at the end, I missed a date there. At the end of the month, will be with Exceptional Community Hospital. That'll be Kelly Meshkoff, CNA. She's going to give an overview of what Exceptional Hospital has to offer, what are good things to go there for, what are good things you're going to have to end up at Warmsea or another hospital for. That will be the last Friday of January. We have another field trip coming up. We were pleased to get to tour the Laughlin Bullhead International Airport, I think last week. That was a fantastic tour, and the community field trips have been extraordinarily popular. So the next one is at Catholic Charities. That's going to be February 6th at noon Nevada time. So we will go through their whole program there, get to see their kitchen, their housing facilities, and all that. I've had the opportunity to go through there, and I encourage everyone else to go there. There's a lot of misconceptions about what Catholic Charities in our community is all about, and so I'd love for you all to take a tour of that. Our next big event is the Connie Davis Walk to Conquer Cancer. That is March 1st. So the first Saturday of the month every year. So this year it's March 1st. If you do not register between now and then, you can come at 8 a.m. for early signups, but you can register right now on laughlin.chamber.com. Tickets are $30, and the proceeds from this event benefit the River Fund, Inc. Cancer Connection. Sorry. Our Q4 results. So closing out the year, we had 9 new members in the fourth quarter. 1 new member from Laughlin, We already have a new member for 2025, and our total membership is 326, with 31% being from Laughlin. Our total new members for last year was 69. I think it's 70, but whatever. We have a really, really important event tonight. Tonight is the Volunteers in Partnership annual meeting. And this one is very special because, as some of you know, the Volunteers in Partnership, through all the volunteering activities they do, they bring in tips or donations, and that gets donated out to our local 501c3 nonprofits to help support them. Tonight, they will total out their lifetime donations at $100,000. So we are really proud of them. Yay! So if you come to Harrah's at the Coronado Room at 5 p.m., you will get to see them give away their checks. The total for tonight will be $11,100 in donations from last year's earnings. So come on out and see that. You'll get to see our new officers sworn in if you want to see what all of that is all about. And we welcome you because they're an important part of our community. Our additional services, we do have notary by appointment. That is especially important now as Claudia is taking on a new marketing role and will be out of the office. So there will be appointment time slots for that where she will be there and you can get your stuff notarized. We still do fish and game licenses, and those come trickling in from time to time. You can volunteer through the Volunteers in Partnership to work the visitor center that is in the chamber building. And we find them really helpful to spread the word about everything that we have in our river valley. Ongoing projects. A big one is coming to conclusion very soon here. We were happy to have the support of some very important sponsors. One of the things that I wanted to work on last year was to promote women in non-traditional workforce roles. And we did that through a book called The House That She Built. And it's a children's book that shows girls the different jobs that happen when you build a home. So we are going to be donating one copy of that book to every kindergarten, first, and second grade classroom throughout the entire River Valley. The books have arrived. We've printed our labels, and I want to give a special thank you to our premier sponsors. We're Colorado River Women's Council, Mojave Valley Contractors Association, and the Western Carpenters Union up in Las Vegas. And then our project supporters, Renewal by Anderson out of Las Vegas donated, Quail Construction, Shewart Construction, and Quality Marble and Granite. They're the ones that made all of this happen. So I want to send an extra special thank you out to them. We're going to be getting those books out over the next coming weeks. Regarding road signs, I have some support letters that are being drafted right now to go up for our BDR that is in waiting for the session to start. There's nothing new that I have on the Section 368 Energy Corridor. And of course, you can call Jackie Wallen with the Laughlin Tourism Commission to schedule for a Laughlin Labyrinth maintenance program. Other than that, all of our work with our federal partners is kind of on hold at this time as we have the seat shuffling season going on, but we expect to be starting back up with them in the next few months. That is all I have. Do you guys have any questions? Excellent. Thank you.
Receive a report from Jackie Wallen with the Laughlin. I think mine went out.
Not your turn yet, Bob.
What?
Not your turn yet.
Not my turn yet? Oh, Jackie.
Mine went out. I got a loud voice. Receive a report from Jackie Wallen with the Laughlin Tourism Commission regarding current and upcoming events and activities.
Happy New Year. Jackie Wallen, W-A-L-L-I-N, representing the Laughlin Tourism Commission. We have a concert to announce. Gretchen Wilson and Big and Rich will be here on May 24th. Tickets will go on sale at the end of January. You'll see that on your favorite slice of social media, or if you get your newsletters from the Golden Entertainment area, you will get an introduction to that. We do have Cinch's World Toughest Rodeo coming April 12th. And believe it or not, it's going to be in the Laughlin Event Center. We will take out all of the seats in the bottom of the Laughlin Event Center, fill it with dirt and gates and all that stuff. And we'll still have about 6,000 seats to fill for the rodeo. And you can get more information about that at the Golden Entertainment or Edgewater websites. And just go to LEC also, and they will give you the information about that and how to buy tickets. Rockets Over the River is coming back again, only on Independence Day, July 4th. It'll be at 9 p.m. Our sponsorship service partner is Bullhead City again this year. They did a really good job in providing fallout zone protection, viewer protection, fire services, street sweeping, cleaning up the lots to prevent any fire from brush, those kind of things. And they're giving us in-kind donations again this year for those things that they control. So I'm really excited. That helps a lot since the price of fireworks has gone up about 18%. We will again be doing Message to the Stars, so you'll see that coming out pretty soon. Marketing material come out and say, just give us a letter of someone you want to highlight, you want us to send a message to. We attach it to the largest shell that goes up in the air, and they get a notice of what time, what second, what it looks like, and what the colors are, so that they can watch for it with their family. And you can submit those as soon as the information goes out on social media. We have dropped a member. Pioneer, the new Pioneer has dropped membership from Laughlin Tourism Commission, so we're down to 7 voices along the river, and those are listed as at the bottom, as written. Do you guys have any questions? Yes.
Is this the first time the rodeo's been here?
Need to turn on your mic.
Is this the first time the rodeo's been here, or have they been here before?
Yeah, we used to have Honeycut annually, and it was out in the events site, not the events center. Avi took over the rodeo for quite some time. Then we tried bull riding. Bull riding was actually in LEC, in the Laughlin Event Center, and it wasn't as popular as the full rodeo, but it was fun. We did a really good job and had a lot of fun at that. But this is the first time in probably 9 or 10 years since we've had a rodeo at the north side of the Laughlin corridor. So it's exciting, and we did look around a lot for this, and 40 of our volunteers have been asked to help. So we're going to be working on that in the coming year to make sure that they have other things to do. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, a review of the Laughlin Town Advisory Board bylaws.
Bob, you're after this one.
Madam Chair, were there any notable changes in this? I didn't see any, but. Okay, all right, just review. Okay, and this is just for discussion purposes. Okay.
Correct.
I did not see any changes when I read through it earlier today. If you haven't
Our
read
new
it,
member may want to review some of it.
you need to make sure that you
But yeah,
review
this-
the bylaws.
Yeah, this packet has a lot of information and stuff for you too. You know, just coming on board when the holidays are, when meetings and stuff are, motions and voting and type of stuff, if you haven't had a chance to go through that. So it'd be a good one to hang on to.
Okay, and unless there's any questions, we're good with that, but I would suggest you review those
No.
for your own edification, as well as everything else that's in there. Receive a report from Robert Bilbray with the Laughlin Economic Development Corporation to discuss water reclamation and Southland Solar Project.
Robert Bilbray, 1631 Cal Edison. Right, thank you very much. Thank you, Mark, for putting us on for this report. I'll kind of go out of order because of what's occurred over the last 10 days as far as insurance coverage in the entire tri-state area. I spoke with Scott Lipper, who's our state insurance commissioner. He was fully aware of our situation with water storage and fire protection in Laughlin. We have already experienced somewhere between a 25 to 35% increase in fire insurance coverage. That's on commercial properties right now. I'll get more information on how it impacts our residences, but we can assume that there's going to be very, very substantial fire insurance coverage issues facing our residents. And it's obviously not ours totally, but we are in a very high profile situation because of our ongoing deficiencies as far as water storage and fire protection. We'll monitor that, and like I said, the governor's office and Scott indicated they would bring us in to see what the state's plan is for it. The total damage is, as we all know, we're watching the weather sitting in Southern California and seeing where this is going to end. But I did want the board to know that we're looking into it and trying to find exactly what the alternatives are, how many carriers are leaving the market, and there's going to be carriers leaving the market. And exactly, what's available to our homeowners as far as this, and obviously when you're talking about fire insurance coverage on residential, you're talking about every residential lender in town and all the brokers too. So that's about all I can give you now. Obviously, it's critical to every community in Nevada and in the Southwest right now. I have no one's ever seen damages like what we're looking at here and losses by the insurance companies. But I'll try to keep you appraised as I can.
Thank you.
I did want to talk about, and first of all, I want to thank Commissioner Naft. The whole roadway issue through Bilbray Ranch and El Mirage, and I mean, that was just magical. That was just an absolute magical, very, very difficult, very dangerous, and required incredible supervision. And as you know, my little bird was up there watching it all, and so I think they did a wonderful job under very, very difficult circumstances. And so I want to congratulate Public Works and Las Vegas Paving for what they accomplished here in the time they did it and under the circumstances they did it. Thank you very much. I did hand out a wastewater treatment discussion summary. It's one page. I don't know if the board wants me to read it into the thing and explain it. It's something we're monitoring. The negotiations have been going on for almost 2 years. There's obviously some funding issues here in coordination with the Big Bend Water District and the Las Vegas Valley Water District with respect to compatibility of service compliance. It's something we should watch and continue to watch with respect to we know we have to replace the force main and lift station across the power plant. And we know I donated the lift station area 2 many, many years ago. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for us to look at renovation of it. Obviously, it's as critical, or if not more critical, than the condition of the potable water issues facing us. I think this puts together a summary of our discussions with General Counsel for the Water Reclamation District as to the easement, what their timing is, what their funding problems are. It's not very conducive to grant easements when you can't get timing as to when that's going to be used. And that's become a bigger and bigger issue in dealing with the Water Reclamation District and the rehabilitation of the force mains across the power plant and the rehabilitation of the Area 2 lift station. Hopefully that'll start moving a little faster. Again, this doesn't This identifies how much capacity we have left, how many single-family houses we can do. Just from a wastewater point of view, it does not answer the problem with respect to potable water at the same time. I'd also like to, I won't read this into the record right now, but I'd appreciate a copy put in the.
Tammy, you put it into the record.
We did have 3 meetings with Avantis is on the solar field, which it seems like it's continually dragging its feet. They're doing what they can do. They're still looking for a fiber optics easement, across as part of the package. I think it's viable to say they have spent $40 million to date on this solar field. They've gone out and got independent financing and brought in other lenders. They still do not have a power purchase agreement with either Nevada Energy, Southern California Edison, or with LADWP. And the beat still goes on that. So hopefully it would be tied into something that's closer to when the S3 and with the Emerald Bay projects going. They're going to have to answer commonalities with respect to flood control and the timing of when they're going to be building the project. But from the meetings I've had with them, it's not anything I feel I can commit to this board that is set in stone. I'll keep communications with them and try to identify what's going on with it. We've obviously, the other thing that we've been interested in and would be very interesting to this community is potentially a new high salaried paid data center, which I know everybody would want the jobs generated from that. They're requiring approximately 125 megawatts of renewable power. This project would create enough to do that. We'll do what we can to try to get the governor's office to help loop a data center into the project in South Laughlin. So that's about as much as I know about that. The flood control update, as we all know, we had the flood in 2023. The flood control district had the available funds to do it. It involves, a substantial amount of money, in planning for the diversion of the Hyco Springs diversion dike, which is a material issue. So, we'll stay with Steve Parrish and the flood control district and stay on that. Because that really controls any chance we would have of doing a special improvement district on the road we really need done, and that's Woodbury. There's no question about, Woodbury becomes a bigger and bigger thorn in our whole circulation plan. And I'd have to tell, we can just drive by the Legion and we know exactly what Woodbury means to the whole, that part of the community. So. There is one other issue that I would appreciate if the board would try to get from Public Works. As you know, there's a roadway that goes from Needles Highway, Yahamakov Road to the Indian Reservation. That cuts across Fort Mojave Development area. And in the past, there's an existing agreement with the Indians that they are to pay the Fort Mojave Development Fund.
It's never happened.
For those.
They never have done that. They did the initial
It's
payment,
been,
and
I
they've never
haven't
paid
seen,
anything
I
after
checked
that.
with Jessica in finance, and I said, when's the last time the Indians paid for that roadway? And it's been about 6 years. So if the board can do anything to look into that with Public Works as to what's the status of the payments that are definitely due for the easement going across the Fort Mojave Development area from the tribe, I'd appreciate looking into that. I'll continue with Dennis and his office, but from Jessica and finance, there hasn't been anything in multiple years, and that's very unusual. So, but I'm not sure we've even asked for the money, is what I'm saying.
I have.
I think my thoughts to carry this presentation on to the board in future meetings, I think will obviously include what we see as far as the economic impacts of the legislation that's already being dropped now in Carson City. There's a lot of education, there's a lot of bills that we should be aware of. You know, I would generally speak with Shawnee Coleman, you know, at the county and see, but no one from the county yet has reached out to us as far as who's going to be coordinating from a county point of view the legislative agendas that are going to go on between now and the end of the session in the first week in May. We'll do everything we can to do it. I've offered to both our state senator and our assemblyman to go to Carson City and testify. It's not like it's my first rodeo, so I think this is the 22nd legislative session that we've represented the Laughlin community, and so we'll try to keep you appraised as that legislation comes down. And it's going to be going really fast and really furious. The contentiousness between the two parties in Carson City is like nothing I've ever seen before. And that doesn't surprise anybody on the board, I'm sure. So other than that, if the board has any specific issues, again, I'll be watching the fire insurance coverage, you know, for our homeowners and for our businesses. But as of right now, I think it's pretty obvious we're going to see somewhere between a 35 and 45% increase across the board in fire insurance premiums, which is just atrocious. And like I said, I'll work with the state insurance. They're familiar with the condition of the water storage with Big Bend. Obviously, Big Bend's getting targeted because of the condition of the water storage issue. To the extent we can increase the acceleration for the water storage of the $29 million, more to it, but this is going to hit way before that. And so it's, you know, I'm already hearing Town Center, for an example, went up almost 45%, just the insurance on that. So, and I don't see anything good news coming from Los Angeles County or from our insurance carriers. So I'll look for a silver lining, but as of right now, I don't see anything, and we probably won't until we see what the real ramifications of what's going on in Los Angeles County. And again, if the board has any specific issues over the next few months, I've got a couple other items I would like to present more of a more positive nature, and we'll try to work through this together. Okay.
All right, thank you,
Again,
Mark.
thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to make the presentation.
Thank you. Okay, planning and zoning. General business, review, discuss, and approve the 2025 Laughlin Town Advisory Board meeting dates and take any action deemed appropriate. Because of,
Veterans Day.
yes,
So it'll be a day later.
It'll be on Wednesday, correct?
I know I saw those somewhere. Thank you. Okay, any questions on this?
And it's for possible action. I think they want a motion for us to accept it. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, comments by the general public. A period devoted to comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board's jurisdiction will be held. No vote may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium, if applicable, Clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote. Seeing none,
Madam Chair,
meeting, yes.
sorry, I just have a few things I'd like to ask of staff for the
Okay.
future. Basically, this last week started the Community Development Block Grants and also the CDAC committees up in Vegas. So we went for meetings with those. And part of what they're also doing is they're bringing in some updates for flood control as it pertains to projects that, because this particular round, there's home funds, HUD funds, and CDBG grants. So it's a sizable amount, but they're bringing in flood control as it has impact. And I'm just wondering, as I had made a request a long time ago, if we could just circle back to seeing if we can have an update from flood control. And then in addition, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is going to be undergoing a change in staff and policies and things like that with the new administration. And I'm wondering if we might be able to have some updates from them once that gets into place. And then implications are with the 8-minute energy project, battery storage, if we could hear from them. We haven't had an update from them on the project to go into detail if there's any questions from this board or the public. It's been, I think, a couple of years since we've heard on the solar project. So if we might be able to see about bringing them back in so that we could, kind of hear from them as well is what's going on.
Sure. Yeah, I'll write those down and I'll just verify to make sure that, especially with 8-minute energy, they're not going to have anything in front of the board because then they can't really present. If they have an item that might be coming as a zoning item, but I will double check with them just because.
Okay, yeah, we just haven't. It's been. I was just thinking. Virtually. It's been like a couple of years since we've heard anything from them.
I made all the notes, so I will look into that and work. Tammy and I will work and get you some updates. So.
And then just one final thing for the community. When we met in the past with Small Business Administration, there was an interest in forming a SCORE division here in Laughlin, which is Service Corps of Retired Executives, to help with businesses developing in the Laughlin community, taking them through the state process, taking them through the county process and local building process, anything we can do that way. And so that's something that we have a meeting coming up in February to look at bringing that to our chamber and through, Small Business Development Center for Clark County. So that may be something coming to our community in the future.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Do you know when that'll be in February?
Connie, or Carrie, is it February 4th? I want to think. I have the.
It's February, but my calendar's too small.
To see it? Yeah, I know. I just changed and upgraded my glasses, so I know. It is in February. We set the meeting up, but it hasn't populated on my calendar yet. But I'll get you that.
Thank you.
10th.
February 10th.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, there it is. Yep, I see it.
Okay, anything else? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion. We adjourn our meeting today.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.